कुड़ी 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 चूज कर ले मुंडा 1 2 या 3 ते आओ
दादी, मुझे कोई शादी नहीं करनी है 1 2 and 3 से।
As per the 2011 census, there are 71.4 million single women in India. This demographic, consisting of never married, divorced, separated, or widowed women, has grown 39% since 2001 and now constitutes nearly 12% of our population. But despite their growing numbers, Indian society continues to invisibilize and demonize single women. In popular culture, depending on her age, the single woman is either a loose party girl, a hapless widow, a killjoy spinster, or a frustrated divorcee, making her an object of pity, scorn, and ridicule. And off-screen, single women are discriminated against in many spheres. They find it hard to rent houses because they're often perceived as troublesome tenants who would lure men. When unmarried, they often have to find co-applicants for bank loans because of the prevailing notion that they're more likely to default. And as mothers, single women face greater difficulty in securing school admissions for their children because of the mandatory requirements to provide the father's details. Even the government literally penalizes women for being single. Unmarried women who don't have family support struggle to prove their identity because their documents are supposed to carry their parents' home address. And poorer women separated from their husbands have been losing their entitlement to ration cards for years. In rural areas, rigid caste and religious customs make these biases stronger. In some states, there's a practice of witch hunting or torturing single women to prevent them from laying claim to land or property. In recent years, because of the efforts of single women's advocacy groups, the state has made some policy changes to recognize single women's autonomy. But despite these measures, the stigma around a woman's singlehood remains. So, where does this come from? In Indian society, the emphasis on both men's dominance and heterosexual marriages is strong. We uphold the traditional family ideal of a male and female individual coming together to have children. And ensuring that women stick to this ideal is essential because of the central role they play in having and raising children. Hence, while we idealize marriage and motherhood and structurally reward women who conform to the ideal family model, there are elaborate mechanisms of punishment and disenfranchisement reserved for women who deviate from the norm. On the other hand, society is deeply troubled by women who live by choice or by circumstance outside a man's control and support, because by doing so, these women are overturning a fundamental assumption in patriarchy. The assumption that a woman needs a man in order to survive. But here's the thing. Newer research from the US and UK shows that women are actually happier without husbands or children. A study also found that women are more likely to be single by choice than men. Because they are adept at creating emotional support systems and sharing their thoughts and feelings, they are much less likely to feel the need for a partner and more relieved by the lack of unequal responsibilities that comes with typical long-term heterosexual relationships, marriage, or mothering. In fact, many urban Indian women are speaking up about the joys of being single by choice. Supportive parents and financial independence play a key role in being happily single. But what really holds them back is the social prejudice against their singledom. And even as a society, we're much happier and healthier if everyone gets to make their own choices, create the kind of families that they want to create instead of being tied down to institutions that make them so unhappy. So instead of constantly asking unmarried women when they're going to settle down, maybe it's time to change what settled means to begin with. That's it for this Overthinking It video. If you enjoy overthinking with us, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to The Swaddle, and don't forget to check out our new series, Living With.